So I've made videos on what I'd love to see in aviaries and aquatics, and now I'm just combining the two and sort of going like back and forth of like into more detail things I'd love to see. So something I'd love to see would be like a beach attachment that you could like attach to either the side of the aquariums or to the actual like lagoon viewing stands. So this would be like a beach on top. Then under the beach they would have like coral covered columns that would small creatures such as ichthyosaur, plesiosaurs like Pleurodon, Archelon, Nophosaurus could all have like a special animation in, such as like interacting with one another under there or with the environment around it, so like the corals or the glass window. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see. Next would be like the lagoon decorations. So let's say they don't add like a terrain brush to the game that adds like the corals and all the rest of it. I'd love to see more decorations added, like a kelp forest. These could be all like different sizes which they could all interact with and like swim around. So you could have a small one, you could have a large one, and you know, something like that would be kind of cool. Taller rocks would also be kind of cool, so then you can like make like an underwater maze that the creatures could swim around. More sunken boats, like different types of boats would be kind of cool, and like a few more like skeletons, like aquatic skeletons that you could add, which would be kind of interesting. They could also add like interactive decorations for creatures. So this could be something like a cleaner fish rock where like marine reptiles would lie on the lagoon bed next to this rock to get cleaned by fish, like a bit like from the scene from Prehistoric Planet. It'd be just like a kind of cool interaction to see within the game. Another thing would be like a gravel rock collecting area. This would be like a placeable piece of like sandy rocky area where Plesiosaurus species can come and collect rocks, also making more use of the lower ground of the lagoons which hardly get used by these creatures. Another cool addition would be like coral arches that smaller species can swim through and play around, and on addition to that would be like caves which are small, medium and large size that creatures can go and hide in, sort of rest in, and maybe the underwater cave could have like a viewing dome sort of platform, a bit like Best in Slots video where he'd like made this underwater cave using mods. I think it'd look kind of cool, to be honest. And last but least for the aquariums would be like the attractions, such as like an underwater tunnel that you can walk through and connect paths to, which would be kind of cool. And then maybe inside a lagoon like a submarine tour or like a glass bottom boat tour, which would be kind of cool. And then as well like a pier walk, so you can have like piers that could be like attractions as well as being able to view dinosaurs from, which go out into your lagoons, which I'd feel would like add like a really cool look to your parks. When it comes to aviaries, if they don't add like cliffs and waterfalls to terrain tools, I'd love to see placeable like cliff rock formations. It'd make for like a good resting spots and like different heights of elevation within the aviaries. As well, waterfalls that can be added to the water sources for like decoration, as well as extra resting spots would be kind of cool. Rocky nesting viewing platforms would be kind of a cool thing as well. Like there'd be like different like viewing dome levels to this thing, so you can like view like different creatures at like different heights throughout the enclosure. And as well, the ability to lower the ground to make more height within the domes would be kind of cool, because then you could also make like ravines and valleys. Things like this would be like just something a lot extra. And the ability to also eat from carnivore feeders, so they're not all like reliant on the fish feeders, so you don't need to make like a huge water source to place one of these in. Aviary doors and walk-through tunnels would be also a cool addition to this, so you could use like the Jurassic Park freestyle metal cages to go through from one side of the dome to the other, and then for like the Jurassic World kind of like decoration, it could be like some kind of like glass dome, a bit like what you'd see in the aquarium. As well, more social abilities and hunting would be kind of cool to see added to the pterosaurs, so it could catch fish from lagoons, or it could also be hunted by the creatures from inside the lagoons, which would be a very cool addition. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have any ideas for lagoons and aviaries, let me know down in the comments below.